I've been in Germany for a few years now, and I can tell you that the problems in Germany that Africans face has nothing to do with paperwork sometimes, has got nothing to do with the language, but it has something to do with that phrase, I love you. Because the way this phrase takes people down in Germany is amazing. It crushes people, it crushes homes, it crushes people's life and sends them to depression. Hi guys, on today's topics is about those reality of life abroad, which are rarely talked about, and it's basically about imported love. So that means when romance meets immigration, and yeah, I feel like there is so much to say on this, and I'll try to make it as short as possible, I promise. So, is it really love or is it an opportunity of a lifetime? Because as we speak right now, in Germany, there is a man sending money back home to his lover, thinking that he has found a perfect wife. And at the same time, there is a woman in Germany filing papers to bring his so-to-be husband or his or her lover of life to Germany. So of course, both parties at the moment they are smiling, they are both happy, but what they don't know is that they're about to learn an expensive lesson. And this is the story of Jack and Maya. So Jack is that guy. Listen, Jack is that guy who's about to bring her wife, and Maya is that lady who's about to bring her to be husband or her husband. Yeah, I hope you're following. So let's dive into how the story unfolds. So I would like to bring Jack closer to you so that you have a bit of a view of who Jack is. So Jack is this 42 to 40, okay, let's say 42-year-old man. He has been in Germany for the last 10 to 15 years or so. He has done everything right. Like he has done all the shifts, he has done all the double shift, he has done all the night shift, all those shifts that someone can be availed to. He has done everything. All his papers are in order, stable job, small car, small apartment. Everything is in order in his life. So back at home, Jack is a legend. So that means he's known as an important person in that manner, if you can understand me. The family respects him. The neighbors meet him with a lot of respect. He goes home once a year, if at all he manages. And mostly December, December is when the family tends to gather around and he comes in, and the family, of course, will introduce him as, my son is in Germany. So he's this guy who is a bit full of himself in that manner, but a good guy. And that's when he also gets to meet her wife, or so-to-be wife. The wife is beautiful, well-spoken, respectful, and for the purpose of this video, we are going to call her Lena. So Jack meets Lena. She's so pretty. She has all the figure or the body shape that you would want to have. Like I said, Lena is quite pretty. She can really cook very well. She laughs at every joke that Jack says, like regardless. Everything to her is super funny so long as it comes from Jack. And also she takes a lot of words that Jack says with a lot of respect, with a lot of caution, wisdom, call it. Like she's in love, if someone is in love, she's in love. You can't say anything. And Jack is not stupid. Jack is totally not stupid. And what Jack is tired. Jack is just tired of life. Remember, she lives in an empty, well, not in an empty apartment, but she's tired of being in an empty apartment with nobody, where he goes to this kind of jobs that he does, comes back home, the apartment has nobody, so the only thing he can do is just sleep. He's tired of the loneliness. Germany can be very lonely, and that depending on where you live. Mostly if you don't live even in the city, it can be really, really lonely. And as an immigrant, of course, you're not going to have a lot of friends. depending on the kind of a person you are. But if you compare it back at home, it's easy to form friends. But here in Germany, it's quite difficult. So that's the position that Jack finds himself. And he's not stupid. Like, he knows that at one point he doesn't want to end his life as a single man. He wants to carry forward. He wants a life that other people actually also are living. So because Jack is tired of living like any other immigrant, he decides to take a step ahead. Remember, he's now home. He's showered with love, all kind of love that you wanna call it. He doesn't question it. Lena at the same time looks at him like a small god, showers him with a lot of care, with a lot of respect, like something he something that he has never found in his life since he moved abroad. So because he doesn't question it, he decides to take it a step higher. So what looks like love is basically just a delivered performance, but Jack doesn't know that yet. So enough about Jack. Let's talk about Maya. So Maya is this lady in Germany who goes back home or back to the motherland to look for love. Maya is, let's say, for the purpose of this video, 34. She is a nurse, quite independent, has her things together, but she has really tried. She has tried to date, but every single time she finds herself in situationships. She finds herself with the men that are just there to have a good time, in quotes. She finds herself with men who actually just ghost her, men who just give her blue ticks, and the men who are they're just there to try this black queen per se. And nobody is serious. Nobody wants to stay. And she has also maybe a child or two. So that's Maya. And also for her, because of the kids, it means dating becomes a problem, because you're not going to introduce every single person to your kid unless you're not good in your head. I mean, you can if you want, but Maya is trying to, play it okay, so that the kids also don't fall into traumatized fathers' experiences and whatever. And yeah, like I said, she's an independent lady. She takes herself to vacation, goes to the beach, goes to these all sunny areas which you can be able to afford, and there she meets the love of her life. Amazing. Yeah, so for this purpose of this video, she takes herself to maybe, let's say, Mombasa in Kenya, which is the coast side of Kenya. And yeah, the beaches are amazing. It's all relaxed, no hurry, and everything is just good. Like, people have time for everything. People have time for chit chats. People have time for small talk. So if you ever meet someone, you can actually easily create a conversation, compared to busy city like Nairobi, where everybody looks a bit, yeah. So she meets him, not Jack. Jack is a different guy. She meets for this video, she meets Daniel. So if you're following, Jack goes to Kenya and meets Lena. That's a different guy. And then Maya, who's a lady in Germany, also has her things together, goes on vacation and meets Daniel. Good. So Daniel is this guy who's confident, attentive, present. He meets Maya and opens the door for Maya, in the sense that he asks about the kids, he asks about his life. He really asks like, important things that any other lady would want to be asked, like about how the kids are doing, about her life, about her emotional well-being in a foreign country. And yeah, he just seemed to be this good guy who doesn't want much, who doesn't bother much, who is not looking controlling. Yeah. And Maya at the same time just feel like he's, for the first time actually, he's seen. He feels like for the first time his feelings are seen, his feelings, his emotional well-being is actually uplifted. And if you've been really trying and it doesn't work, so for the first time, if you have this feeling of of feeling appreciated, feeling seen, you you remember you've been starving for love, and then all of a sudden it showcases itself, like maybe not, I will not call it love, but something that looks close to what you're looking for. You don't investigate it, you accept it. So Maya accepts the love. I'm gonna just cut it short, like, but yeah, anyway, Maya accepted the the love. Here's the most interesting part. Remember, Jack and Maya, they don't know each other, but they live the same story. Um, Different genders, but same illusion. Jack on one side thinks, oh, she has met that traditional wife that she's been dreaming of. On the other side, Maya thinks she has found that perfect love of her life that she has been trying to find all the time in Germany. And then all of a sudden during vacation, she found him. So these are two different stories with illusions. These two illusions, these two stories, they share something also in common. They were both built on controlled environments, in the sense that Jack traveled in December to his family, and he met Lena, and Maya at the same time traveled during her vacation and met Daniel. So these two scenarios is where I would say they've been created on a holiday mode. They've been created when the two characters are on highlight mode. It's created when there's no stress, no pressure. So in my opinion, I feel like you don't showcase your down moments in such scenarios. These are scenarios where you showcase your highlights. You can't be able to judge someone's personality just by this few days, few seconds, few whatever, because it's all observed when people are on highlight, like, when people are in a good mood. It's the same thing. On Instagram, people show, the good things. People don't show the crying bits, the worry and whatever. People take pictures when they are laughing, like they'll be like, but then after switching off that camera, they're like wiping all their tears. So I feel like this all relationship is built on that perspective, where the two genders who traveled back to Kenya were all in highlights mode, in vibing mode. Same to the parties that they met. So you really don't see, or you can't judge someone's character based on that, And because they're just there for a short time, it means they are traveling back to where money is made. Fast forward, we are at the airport. Both parties are nervous. They are all waiting for their loved ones. Maya is waiting to receive Daniel. On the other side, Jack is waiting to receive Lena. Both parties are excited. New life, new environment, new countries. I mean, everybody would want that. So everything is sweet. Everything is as it's supposed to be for that moment. So there is a lot of thank you. Oh, you've changed my life. Oh, I couldn't do without you. You are the love of my life. You are the heart of my body. You are the breath or the oxygen that I never had. Whatever, all those things that can be said are said in this time period or in the meetings, So the airport is full of a lot of lovey-doveys. And reality arrives. Germany introduces itself. After introducing all yourself, so Germany introduces itself as the person who he is. Bureaucracy. That is the language. There is the racism. There is everything that you didn't or you were not told during this small vacation. Get? So, paperwork, appointments, language barrier, isolation. Click it. That's what I'm talking about. So this is the place where, should I call it earthquake starts to happen, where the plates starts to rub each other and try to separate without you knowing. It's actually sad, but that's the reality of life abroad, or of life of other people. So we are on Jack's reality. Jack is with Lena. Lena starts to learn the system. We are now in the age of social media, of online, and like everything is just online. You can get it, or you can also meet people. It's so easy and it gets faster. So that means Lina starts to understand the system. She meets people, she understands her right, and she realizes something, that she actually doesn't need Jack to survive. Yeah, she doesn't need him the way she thought she did. And yeah, so basically, slowly the energy starts to change. The normally, yes, I'm gonna do it. Yes, my love. Yes, my sweetheart, starts to change. So it becomes less, even within a couple of months, or if at all, whatever time. You don't hear those words, those yes. You will hear yes maybe during Valentine, my dear. And yeah, I mean, it's hard, and I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to narrate what I do see. Sorry. But some things sometimes are actually funny. Yeah, so there is a lot of there is a lot of opinionated ideas. There is less admiration, more independence, more confidence, and Jack starts to feel it. Jack starts to feel like this is not that traditional wife I actually brought from Kenya. This lady actually told me like she couldn't live without me, and now she seems to be having it. She seems to be knowing what actually is required of her and not. His reality starts to look different. He starts to get back to the stress that maybe more or less he had before. And what about Maya's reality? On Maya's reality, on the other hand, it's different. He's struggling. Daniel is struggling. Everything he was confident in is gone. The language. Remember, he came here after, like, past 25, like as an adult. So the language, he can't speak the language. The money that he used to have back at home, he can't have because he can't work. He needs the language to work. The control as a man that he had back at home, he can't have. He doesn't have control. He depends on Maya, like on a single day, everything. Like if he needs to go to the supermarket, if he needs everything, he has to depend on Maya because Maya knows the system. Maya is integrated. He's not. So as a man, if you lose all this money, control, the language, it says something. So then he becomes frustrated in that manner. Then he becomes frustrated, becomes withdrawn. That man that he was, that he could be able to offer to Maya, starts to fade away, keeps some distance. I would say it's a bit of early depression, or, it's like a taste of depression here and there. Yeah. So the children that he once adored starts to feel like a burden to him because when Maya is working, he has to have the children, and it's a day and day thing. And this is for the African men, most of the African men. This is not how they were brought up. I mean, it starts to change, but if the man was traditional, trust me, it's gonna look like a burden because first of all, they're not his kids, and second of all, yeah, he's broken. He's a broken man. So remember, Maya at the same time, she's like the breadwinner. She's like the translator. She's like, so she has now like an additional baby in this case because she had her kids, and then she has an additional baby who needs translation, who needs money, who needs everything. Okay, and on the other hand, Daniel is not this guy who's now the partner that was so desperate, wanted to come abroad and was saying yes to everything. You're my lucky one. I can't do without you. No, things start to change. So Maya becomes tired. She's tired of being a provider. She's tired of being the translator. She's tired of being the guide. And slowly, things fall apart. Earthquake. Yeah. Earthquake starts to occur without a mountain. You know the end of the story, right? But I'm going to end it for you because I'm the holder of the story. So both love starts to become toxic starts to become unbearable for whatever reason mentioned above and other things. Remember also they didn't learn each other so well as they were meeting each other. So there are a lot of things going under the carpet and they start to reveal themselves and right now. And I would say that not every relationship is fake, and also not every relationship is pure either. And also I'm not a relationship expert, but sometimes it's love mixed with opportunity, it's attraction mixed with survival, it's affection mixed with strategy. And the problem is not that people have needs, the problem is when those needs are hidden behind romance. Jack wanted loyalty, admiration, and control. Maya wanted connection, validation, and emotional safety. Lina wanted a better life. And Daniel wanted an opportunity. So nobody's completely innocent in this, but nobody is also completely guilty after all. So what do we learn from this? I think my two sentiments, and of course, it doesn't have to be like that. I'm sure there are so many beautiful stories that happen, but I would say don't build, or rather, don't fall in love with a potential in a temporary environment. So don't go on vacation and go to a club, dance, and get the good dancer in the club. And because for that time that you are high, you happen to have all aligned well and think that that is your perfect lover. No, it could be just for that moment that you guys maybe were tipsy or were enjoying the same music, but in reality, you guys are totally different. Also, a 1 2 week 1 month sometimes it's not enough. I mean, you can also date for someone for 20 years but you will never even match at some time. But also, like, I think 2 week period where you go on vacation to meet or look for a wife, husband, it's so less to actually be able to make a judgment. And most importantly, don't confuse being needed with being loved. I think the border is quite narrow, but it's upon you to judge. Sometimes you just follow your instinct. Take your time, and when the right time comes, you'll find the right person. And don't stay at home wanting to find the right person. The person you're waiting for is not at home. Go out there, make yourself available, and make yourself available at the right way. Don't go pretending wearing suits, whereas the whole of your life you've never worn a suit. Don't go there with 50 grams of makeup, whereas the whole of your life you never wear makeup. So you'll be creating a different impression. But like I said, I'm not a judge. I'm not also a relationship expert. So this is just my two sentiments. If you have your sentiments as well, if you have your experience or if you experience such a thing, comment down below, because such stories can only educate others. It's good that some people can learn from others people's experiences or can deduct or yeah, learn one or two. As I close the video, my question is it love or is it survival, or is it something in between? So is it love, is it survival, or is it something in between, or is it chaos? Love is hard, but we all want to be loved. But at the same time, the things we're looking for are not what aligns with our expectations and our reality. I hope if you watched this video because you are affected or you are in the same category or it happened to you, that you find or you found now better ways, you've been able to correct yourself in the things that you did do right. You've been able to learn and learn some of the things that you had in mind. And the African men who happen to come abroad to look for traditional wives, if you're lucky to find one right now, good luck for you, but it doesn't exist if you haven't been able to wash and rewash your way of thinking, then it's actually time to do so. And to the women that actually think that it's important that they find their lover back at home, you could be just bringing trouble to yourself, because the way it happens the other way around is the same way it will happen to you the other way around. So just take your time. Regardless of where you are, love can be found everywhere, regardless. Yeah. And